Okay.
Good morning, Joe. Thank you for coming to see me today. My name's Felicia and I am your post-withdrawal linkage worker. Did you have a good trip in today?
Yeah, hi Felicia. Yeah, I didn't have any trouble today. I just got the bus actually, so that's fine.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad you found us okay. So today I'm going to talk to you about a few things, but before we do that, I just want to let you know that everything we say today will be kept confidential. So unless there is a risk of harm to yourself or others. So if you said to me today that you were going to leave here and hurt yourself or somebody else, then I would have to disclose that information to keep you safe as well as others, because we have a duty of care to you. So do you agree with that?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, thank you. And also the only time we would share your information is to share it with other stakeholders or health workers to be able to get you the supports that you need if we can't provide those for you here. So do you agree with that as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. Now, Joe, I just want to let you know that you have a right to complain about this service today, about how you've been treated from this service and by me. And you have a right to complain without fear of any adverse treatment. So I did send you a brochure online because of our situation about if you're not happy with an alcohol and other treatment drug service. Did you get that from me?
Yeah, I think, is this it?
Yes.
That's the one. I got that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's great. No worries. And if you are uncomfortable talking to us or making a complaint to our service, there are numbers on the second page there for you to contact. There's the Health Complaints Commissioner, etc. So that's for you. The other thing I will be doing today, Joe, is I will be taking notes of this meeting just to help me to remember what we talk about so that I can help you achieve your goals and get you the assistance that you need, and also to provide accuracy and transparency about what we talk about today. So and you will be able to get a copy of those notes at the end of this meeting. And if you have any questions about that, I'm happy to go through that with you. So do you give permission for me to take notes today?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. So, Joe, are you able to tell me a bit about how you're travelling so far since you've finished detox, and just some other things that are happening for you at the moment in your life?
Well, I'm pretty happy with the way that detox went, because I was, struggling a lot beforehand, and I lost my job, so I knew it was something that I had to do.
Right.
There's a few aspects of life that are still challenging for me. I have completed the detox and I'm doing really well with my alcohol intake, but my partner still doesn't want me back, so it's issues around that.
Okay.
And, it's hard because I don't live with my son. I've got a son.
Yeah, Timmy, that's his name. I looked in the case notes.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. So, so I'm still feeling anxious and I have trouble sleeping a lot. But, I'm still happy with how I'm doing with the alcohol. I do, sometimes when I'm anxious, I do like to try other things, but.
Oh, okay. Can you elaborate on what the other things would be?
Oh, well, I smoke cannabis sort of occasionally, you know, I smoke, I don't think that's any big deal. And if I can get heroin, I'm happy to use that too, but you know, I'm not that worried about it. Helps me to feel a bit more relaxed.
Okay, no worries. And would you say that that's just every now and then, the heroin?
Yeah, just every now and again, if it's, you know, if it becomes available, you know, if it's around and I've got money, or, you know, then I'll have a go at that. But you know, I don't think it's a problem.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, okay. Thanks for letting me know about that. So are you able to tell me about your family supports? Like, are they supportive of you and your action for positive change, because you have done the 14-day detox? So that was, you know, you took action for best outcomes there. So are they supportive of you? Like, what's your family dynamic with that?
Well, you know, my family seems to be they're all pretty close, and I guess I'm the black sheep of the family. But they're always telling me what to do, and I get so sick of hearing about it. But you know, I just feel like they're nagging me all the time.
Okay.
You know, sometimes I'm high, so they don't, you know, they don't like that. And I just think, well, it's no big deal. It's only, you know, cannabis every now and again, or I don't know that they really know about the other stuff, but
Right.
I'd say they're supportive, but they're nagging me.
Okay. Yeah.
They just want me to do things that, you know,
Right.
I don't want to do, try and influence me.
Yeah, okay. So it sounds to me like you're saying they're supportive of you and they're nagging you, but are they supporting you verbally but not showing any support like in the here and now with you? Like, are they not providing any you know, structured supports or practical help for you?
Oh, you look, I don't know, I just let them talk. I just listen, you know, maybe I just don't even listen. I'm sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it sounds to me like you're saying you've switched off to them now. Would that be right?
I guess they're probably, I've switched off to listening to them telling me what to do, and they're probably annoyed with me for not doing what they want me to do.
Yeah, okay, no worries. All right, thanks for that. Now, Joe, I'd like to conduct just a very quick survey. It's called a K10 form, and it's just to see how you're travelling with how you're feeling at the moment. So are you comfortable with me doing that for you today?
Yeah, well, okay. I think that's okay.
No worries. It'll just give us some idea and give you a benchmark about how you're travelling. I'm not sure if you've done one before, but if you have, you'll probably recognise the questions. And you'll know in yourself when you get the feedback from this how you are going, or if there is some help that you might need for that. And you will have to sign it. Now, I know we are online, but I can send through a copy of this, or you can pop into the office to sign it as soon as possible, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll just get started with this. So I'll just read the little introduction. It says, the following 10 questions ask about how you have been feeling in the last 4 weeks. For each question, mark the circle under the option that best describes the amount of time you felt that way. So now I know you can't circle it, but I'm going to tick it off for you. So now the score is all of the time, most of the time, some of the time, a little of the time, and none of the time. So if it's none of the time, you can just say none of the time, or all of the time. You can say that, and then there's the bits in the middle. So question 1, in the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel tired out for no good reason?
Probably most of the time.
Okay, all of the time. Okay, and in the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel nervous?
Like anxious, and I often feel anxious, like most of the time.
Okay, no worries, thank you. In the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel so nervous that nothing could calm you down?
Yes, some of the time.
Some of the time, yeah, okay. In the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel hopeless?
Most of the time.
Okay. In the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel restless or fidgety?
Some of the time.
Yeah, okay. In the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel so restless you could not sit still?
Some of the time.
Okay, yeah. In the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel depressed?
Most of the time.
Okay. Oh, pardon me. In the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel that everything was an effort?
Most of the time.
Okay. In the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel so sad that nothing could cheer you up?
Some of the time.
Okay, and this is the last question for this page. In the last 4 weeks, about how often did you feel worthless?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, okay. And there's just a couple over the page. In the next few questions, the next few questions are about how these feelings may have affected you in the last 4 weeks. You need not answer these questions if you have answered none of the time to all the 10 questions about your feelings. So you didn't answer any none of the time, so we will have to do these. Okay, question 11. In the last 4 weeks, how many days were you totally unable to work, study, or manage your day-to-day activities because of these feelings? Now, I know, Joe, in your notes that you don't have a job. So we'll just, if you'd like to, we can just focus on your day-to-day activities for that question. So how many days were you totally unable to manage your day-to-day activities? Do you think in the last 4 weeks?
How many days? Most of the time.
Okay, so would you say what, more than 20 days in the 4 weeks? Or there's
Yes.
what?
In 4 weeks, yeah, probably 25, 30 days.
Okay. And okay, aside from those days, so not including those days, in the last 4 weeks, how many days were you able to manage your day-to-day activities, but had to cut down on what you did because of these feelings?
Oh, probably the same.
Okay. In the last 4 weeks, how many times have you seen a doctor or any other health professional about these feelings?
I don't really think I have.
Okay. So no consultations with the doctor.
No.
Okay. And the last one, in the last 4 weeks, how often have physical health problems been the main cause of these feelings? So it's none of the time, a little of the time, sometime, most of the time, or all of the time. So this is about physical health problems affecting how you're feeling.
Probably, I would say not much of the time. I think I'm okay.
Okay, no worries. So none of the time, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so thanks for completing that. So I'll get you to sign that when the meeting's finished. So I'm just looking at what you've put down. So, yeah, so this is out of 50, this test, and you've scored about a 40 there, Joe, just from the front page. So, what are your thoughts about that, about what you've scored?
Well, if it's out of 50, it's pretty high.
Yeah.
So what does, that indicates that?
Well, yeah, so I'm looking at that score and I'm probably feeling that perhaps might be a good idea to provide you with a referral to see a counsellor or a psychologist and get maybe just be able to talk through how you're feeling and your thoughts, and perhaps they could help you in that area. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I guess I could do that. Yep.
Okay, no worries. Well, thanks for doing that. Okay, so I'd just like to continue on if we could, and I'd like to sort of ask you about what's happening in your life with a view to positive changes with your cannabis and heroin. Now, I know you have just spoken to me about that. Because I know with your detox for the 14 days, you were happy with the outcome, and it looks like you've shown real determination and resolve there to make positive changes, and you took action for best outcomes, which is really good to see. So you've told me about the cannabis and heroin. So that's still the same. You just you said you smoke the cannabis occasionally and it's no big deal, and the heroin helps you relax, and you get it every now and then when it's available, and you feel that it's no problem. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't think it's any big deal.
Okay, no worries.
Just sort of takes the edge off things a bit.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Thanks for that. Now, your family, we've discussed them as well. So they're sort of proactive in supporting your efforts, but they seem to talk a lot but don't really provide any practical help. Would that be right?
Yeah, they just kind of tell me what to do, I think, most of the time.
No worries. Okay. Now, are you able to see Timmy? And when would that be? When do you actually see Timmy? And yeah, where do you see Timmy? And also, and are you sober when you have contact with Timmy as well? Can you sort of tell me about that?
Well, I get to see Timmy, once a week.
Okay.
But sometimes I can get there and his mother doesn't want me to see him. She thinks I'm, not with it or something like that. But and I can't see the point. I can't see why I can't see him. He's my son.
Okay, yeah. So when you say to me, she thinks you're not with it, what do you mean by that?
She can tell if I've been smoking, cannabis, and doesn't like it, and thinks that I shouldn't be. She doesn't want me to be with Timmy, and I don't see a problem with it.
Okay. So are you saying to me that when you turn up to see Timmy, that you are high because of the cannabis?
Yeah, well, I get, not always, but sometimes I am, because it's, I feel a bit anxious beforehand.
Yeah.
It helps me.
Okay, no worries. Helps with your anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No worries. Okay, thanks for that. Okay. Just having a look here as well. Oh, now I was just going to speak to you about the drugs and the heroin use. It says in your case notes that you do use occasionally, which you have spoken to me about, but you do not inject. Is that still the case? Just going on those case notes, are you injecting?
No, I don't inject.
Okay, no worries. Great. I just thought I should clarify that because it was in the case notes. All right, thanks for that. Okay. And now can you tell me about some immediate or important things that you need right now? Like, is there anything you need, like shelter, who you live with? Are you treated with respect and dignity by perhaps any other professionals? You've said you haven't been to the doctor. And so how are you feeling, like emotionally, like for emotional support? Have you got someone to talk to? Or how could we help you with any of these issues?
Yeah, well, I've got, I can talk to my family, but they just annoy me. So I don't really have anyone much to talk to.
Okay.
And I don't have, I haven't got my job anymore, so I'm not mixing with anybody at work.
Okay.
That's the alcohol, because I was drinking so much. I don't think they'd have me back.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So it sounds to me like you're saying to me that you have no socialisation or no outlet to talk to people. Would that be right?
Not really. I just hang out on my own a bit,
Okay. And so have you got somewhere to live? Like, have you got shelter and your basic needs, are they met?
Yeah. I've got a room.
Okay. Okay. So you're feeling safe that and secure that you've got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Not really where I want to be.
Pardon?
It's not really where I want to be, but I'm fine. I'm okay.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's good to know that you are safe.
Yes.
From our duty of care. So that's good, because if you weren't having those needs met, we would try to organise something for you. So that's really good to hear. Okay. And I just want to remind you again too, Joe, that I will be providing you with a copy of these case notes at the end of the meeting, and we can go through them. Now I just want to talk about any services that might be appropriate for you. I know you have a loss of employment, so which brings financial issues. And there's also alcohol and drug rehabilitation in-house, which you have done. and there is some scope for counselling, which may be able to help you develop skills in line with your goals to reduce your alcohol and other drug issues. And there are some supports for family as well. So we can look at those, and you might like to discuss with me what's best for you. Now, the only thing that we probably couldn't do, I did notice in your case notes that when you were staying in your detox program, that you have been assessed as having a possible acquired brain injury due to a head injury in your late teens. So we can't actually address that here because we're not set up for that. But if you would like to get some assistance for that, we can write a letter of referral to you for you to your doctor, and he can make some arrangements for that. So is that something you would want to look at?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. So we can do a referral for that, but we just can't do it here. So are there any of those that you would like to sort of explore? What sort of things, I like to look at your options for what we could perhaps do. So for the ABI confirmation, we can refer you to a doctor, and once that is confirmed, there may be supports towards recovery for that, and supports for your education and back to work programs and things like that.
Okay.
But I'm probably thinking about referral options like relapse prevention counselling, drug rehabilitation. You might find that some counselling with a psychologist would be appropriate. And just thinking back to your form that you filled out with me before, I think that would be really positive for you. And also I'm thinking that if you would like, we could hook you in with a case manager, because it's more structured support and it looks at all your needs on a holistic level, not just one thing. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think what you're saying, I like the sound of a case manager who can look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, okay.
Coordinate the different avenues.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And it's important to me not to relapse with alcohol. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Ongoing battle.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So yeah, so perhaps you'd be willing to look at going through that program to help you not to relapse.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right. We can certainly put the ball rolling in for those things and make those referrals for you and provide you with everything that you need for that. So the only other thing, yeah, we would have to refer you out of this organisation. But so Ballarat Community Health, they have alcohol and drug services, and they have counselling, they have care and recovery, and they have withdrawal services there as well, drug rehab, mental health, and family counselling. So they sort of like have the holistic approach as well. So that might be something that you might like to take up. And also St John of God Health, they have a Dawn program, which is a drug and alcohol withdrawal network, and that provides care and support at home. And what they have for that, they actually have a clinical nurse to visit your home, Joe, and to support you through withdrawal in conjunction with your GP. So there's someone coming in to give you that have that contact with you all the time, and also just to check in and see how you are. Does that sound like something you'd like to explore?
Yeah, I think that could be good too. Yes.
Okay, no worries. All right, well, that's all we need to discuss today. Have you got any questions for me before we sort of end the meeting and make another time for the next meeting?
No, I think there's a lot to take in today. So I think that's good. That's good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, look, we have covered a lot today, and but we will certainly journey this journey with you and make sure that you are provided with everything you need and everything you deserve to get you, on the path to wellness, because I know you have taken, the steps to change your situation for best outcomes, which is really good. Okay, so when would you like to have another meeting? I'm probably thinking in about 2 weeks' time, just to be able to get you those contacts and for you to start those appointments, and then we can meet back and perhaps we can have some feedback on that.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks would be good.
All right, so that'll be 2 weeks from today, so that'll be Monday. And do you want the same time as well, 12 p.m?
Yes, that would be good.
All right, no worries, that's great. All right, so that's the end of the meeting, Joe. So I really want to thank you for coming and keeping the appointment. It's been great to talk to you, and I look forward to our next meeting.
Okay, thank you, Felicia.
Thank you, Joe.